Hello everyone and welcome to the first annual Steam Summer Sale Summary. That's right, it's S to the fourth power. I'm just going to take you all through all the games I got at the Steam Summer Sale and tell you what I think about them so far. Just thought this would be a cool way to tell you what might be coming up in the future. So first, let's start with Castle Crashers. We're going to be going in alphabetical order. These are in no particular order. Castle Crashers is a fun little button masher. It's been around for a while. It was originally on Kongregate, the online Flash webpage, and then it went to Xbox Live Arcade, and now it's on Steam. It is a blast. It's just your classic button masher beat 'em up with a brilliant sense of humor. Here the big evil guy is taking the king's jewel, and you're supposed to go rescue it. So basically, there's different combos and attacks that you can do, and there's 4 different heroes that you can choose from. Each one of them's a different element: ice, fire, lightning, and poison, I believe. And it's basically just your typical button masher. As you can see, you just kind of smack the bad guys around. There's different combos you can do, and you can throw them, and then you have special abilities like the ice guy can freeze them and stuff. It's really fun. I haven't played it with multiple people yet. I've only played it by myself, but it is clearly a game that you want to play with other people. And you level up your character and stuff like that. You can even go to an item shop, as you can see right here. And I love the music here. That's why I wanted to feature this little part right here. So anyways, that's Castle Crashers. I really enjoyed it. If you can catch it on sale, it's a lot of fun. Love to play it with you. Next on our list is something very different. Dark Souls Prepare to Die edition. Dark Souls is a game. I was hoping Dark Souls 2 would go on sale, but I knew it wouldn't go on sale cheap enough for me, so I got Dark Souls. Here's my character, just about naked. Your character is like a zombie who's like a good zombie and like trying to lead the revolution or whatever. I haven't quite followed the story a whole lot, and I haven't played the game a whole lot because, quite frankly, it's extremely frustrating. Yes, Dark Souls is a difficult game. Yes, I knew that when I got it. However, I didn't realize half the reason why it's difficult is the control scheme is awful and you can't change it. As you can see right there just a minute ago, I drank a potion. I didn't mean to drink a potion. I was trying to attack. I just forgot what button it was because it doesn't make sense where the attack is. This is pretty funny. This is your inventory screen here. And so I found this little thing and I was trying to figure out what it did, so I tried to attack with it, and this is the funny little animation that it did. The graphics in this game, even though this is the older one, there's a new one, Dark Souls 2, obviously. But this game looks beautiful. Especially the lighting on the character. So here's a little battle that'll give you an idea of what Dark Souls is all about. It's all about learning your opponents, which I've never fought these guys. I didn't realize they were going to attack so quickly. Yeah, just watch. You'll see. And this is what happens in Dark Souls. You die. A lot. And you know what? It's still fun. I just haven't put the time into it to learn stuff. So, it's fun. Moving on. Next up. Deus Ex Human Revolution. Deus Ex is a very story-driven game, so I'm actually going to stop talking for a minute and let you enjoy the cinematics. Make sure you pay attention to the voice acting and the music.
The broadcast satellites are ours when we need them. A few weeks of discomfort and the public will be primed for our recall.
And the clinics?
We control the postulate. They will do as we say.
Make human-controlled evolution available to all. Seraph Industries researchers are set to arrive in Washington tomorrow to defend their claim. But for tonight, this is Eliza Kassan reporting to you live.
With all due respect, Major, I'll expect 2 security details waiting for us on the tarmac. No, we won't be going through the terminal. It's too exposed. Yes. I'm glad you understand.
Now, to be honest, I'm not the biggest fan of the main character's voice acting. I don't like this rough, gruff, quiet type voice. Whatever. He's kind of annoying, but everybody else is fantastic. The game is beautiful. It is stunning. It is this beautiful combination of an RPG, first-person shooter, tactical shooter, all this stuff. There are all these different things you find to read. Like this here is a data pad about Patient X, and I can't wait to play this game and read all those things. It's just... To me, it's a perfect blend of a bunch of different genres into a game that I'm going to be way, overly excited to get into and really get into the story. I don't know if I'll do a Let's Play on it just because I'm going to be doing so much. I just don't feel like it would be that interesting for me to just sit there and read a bunch of things. But it's really fun. The controls are great. It's cool how it blends so well, the first-person action, but also a tactical shooter. As you can see here, I'm hiding behind the the boxes and stuff, and I don't know, it just blends that really well. Shooting feels good, not great, but I don't expect much because it's a heavy RPG game. And there's also a lot of stealth elements involved. It's just a really cool game. I'm really excited to play it. And it's the first game I've played in a long time, if ever, that really gave me a sense of, in the first 5 minutes, I knew I was a part of something huge. And honestly, what did that for me was the music. The voice acting had a lot to do with it and the atmosphere that the graphics set, but the music in the game really set it apart. So that's Deus Ex Human Revolution. Love it. Now on to another stealth game, or another game with stealth, and that is Dishonored. Dishonored, the first thing you'll notice about it is the graphical style is very interesting. It's almost like a watercolor painting. Like, the way the colors are like it's just an interesting hue. I don't know if they're overly saturated. Well, they're not overly saturated. It's just an interesting color palette. What you're seeing me do here is one of the key things in the game is you have superpowers. And one of the things is you can do this thing called Blink, and that allows you to basically teleport. And you can either do it really quick, wherever your cursor is pointing to a certain distance, or you can like aim. And if you aim it at a wall, as I'm about to do, at a cliff, at an edge, you will actually climb over the edge when you get there. So this is like a key element to the game as far as like getting around and sneaking around and stuff. This is another game similar to Deus Ex where you can choose different play styles. This also similar to Deus Ex. Deus Ex is the voice acting is great, and I'll be quiet for a second and let you hear this guy talk.
Good men have to do bad things to make the world right. Our purpose is clear. We want to restore Her Majesty's line by finding...
Also, the character animations are really good. They're kind of exaggerated. Like you see, he's got like a really thick neck. The characters also have very large hands, and it almost gives it a comic booky feel. So now let's talk a little bit about how the actual gameplay goes. You're typically, you can crouch. One thing I wish this game had, since there is such a strong emphasis on stealth if you choose a stealth character anyways, I have a hard time knowing like how visible I am to people. I mean, I've never been caught when I didn't expect to be. But I don't know, I just feel like I need an indicator. That's my only complaint about the game so far. That, and I had to switch the controls similar to how I do Skyrim. By default, your sword is your left click, and your gun or your power in your left hand is your right click. I have to switch that. That just seems backwards to me, because I want my right hand to be my right click and my left hand to be my left click if I'm doing independent things. Here's another power that I'm showing off here, where you can see through the walls, not only the guards, where they are, but where they're facing and where their vision is. Here's another cool little item in the game. You have to go collect these souls and totems or something. I can't remember what they're all called, but you use that heart, and using the heart, when it lights up, it means you're facing the right direction, and when it starts beating, that means you're getting closer. So here I'm about to speed up a sequence of how Blink is used to kind of solve puzzles. So I had to use Blink to get around this building really quick, and I made it, like I said, faster just because I didn't want to waste time. So there I found a book, and this game, not as much as Deus Ex, but it does have a lot of books and stuff that you can read and learn about. And there's my little, what's it called? Bone Charm, not Totem, Charm. And that gives me a certain buff if I choose to equip it. And eventually I'll have more totems, or more charms than I know what to do with. Here's an example of if I sneak up behind someone without them noticing. Now, this guy's like kneeling down. I don't know why he was kneeling down, but I took the opportunity to show you you can choke someone, and it doesn't kill them, it just makes them pass out. I can then pick them up, because if someone sees the body, it'll alarm the guards. So you can pick them up and hide them places like in a dumpster. So that'll be a rude awakening for him when he comes to. I actually don't even think that was a bad guy. I think that was just like a villager in the town. But it was a good opportunity to show you. And you also have different darts. There's sleep darts, incendiary darts, and regular darts. Here I'm going to show off an incendiary dart. So that's pretty cool. He like flails around and it alerts the other guards. And here I kind of blinked around to get to the side, and they didn't see me, and so I was able to shoot that guy and all that jazz. So next game, Just Cause 2. This game is like playing every Bruce Willis, Mel Gibson, whoever action movie you can imagine. Not Mel Gibson, who am I thinking of? Yeah, no, just Bruce Willis. Just Bruce Willis. Every Bruce Willis movie ever made is basically this game. It is just action out the wazoo. And the main mechanic of this game that kind of makes it unique is this this grappling hook that you can use, in this case right here, to pull another car out of a pile of rubble. So I actually use this tractor to pull this car out. And most of these games, I'm trying to show you different clips. This game, there's so much you can do this clip right here in this part of the game, this is early on in the game. This guy asks you to hop on the car, in case you didn't hear. And I was trying to remember the controls. I accidentally just threw a grenade. But so you hop on top of this car, and you're going to get in a car chase, and you have to shoot the other cars. Now, I made a mistake, and I forgot to grab more ammo before I started this mission. Here, I'm going to blow up a barrel. And I love this. Listen to the sound. Did you hear how it was distant? I love that. I've learned while actually editing this video that one of the things that to me takes me out of the environment is two things with the sound. One is if the sound isn't dynamically directional, which I'll talk about that later when I'm on another game, and if the sound like there's in Rage, I'll point it out. I think if I time it right, because I can't hear the game while I'm talking. And obviously you're seeing what I'm talking about with the action movie stuff, and I'm already running out of ammo with some of my guns. So anyways, in Rage, I'll talk about this, I'll point this out later, like I said, but there's a time when you're hearing a guy talk in another room, but he sounds like he's right next to you. It doesn't sound like he's in another room. Now here, it looks like I'm dead, right? That car blew up as soon as I jumped on it. I don't know if you saw that, but I jumped from one car to the other, from the good guy car to the bad guy car. But I didn't die, so now I'm just running through bullet fire, and I'm trying to get close enough to use my grappling hook to attach to the car. And we're going to start. And this driving AI is brilliant. Because I'm not controlling the car at all, I'm just controlling my character. So I'm about out of ammo, and here's what's funny. Here's what's kind of cool about this game. Even though I ran out of ammo halfway through this mission, I still passed it. All I had to do was survive. Here I'm going to show, here I am jumping cars again, and here I'm actually going to take over the car. And this is an interesting, I hate QuickTime events. QuickTime events are when you see those, when you're watching a cutscene and then all of a sudden it wants you to press a button. That's annoying. Well, what you do there is, it's kind of a QuickTime, but it's kind of not because it's not a cutscene. In order to overthrow the car, oh yeah, the car's now not driving anywhere, so it's slowing down, there's no one driving it. So I'm going to hook over to my car. So awesome. There's one more trick up my sleeve. Oh yeah, check out the parachute. Now watch what I do. I clip back onto my car, suck back in. That's so awesome. So much fun. And I don't remember what I was talking about, but I'm pretty sure you would have followed me. Oh, I know. When I was trying to take over the car, it told me certain numbers to hit, and I had to hit them quick enough in order to punch the guy out of the car. And I can get on the front of the car and lean side to side. I don't know if I mentioned that yet. But this sequence, I think I've played it 4 times, because I keep dying. Now here I had some trouble. I was trying to grapple back onto the car, but I kept hitting the bridge. But that's okay, because what happens is, the physics in this game are so beautiful. It uses your momentum of pulling on the grappling hook to help you swoop back up. So here I am, I'm just trying to get a better angle on the car so I can grapple onto it and we can finish the mission. It's a blast. I love this game, and the joke is, why is this game so good? Just cause. Just cause. Also, here's an example of a cutscene after that mission. Voice acting in this is really quite decent.
Oh, you'll still meet him. Unless you get me to Sheldon.
Relax, buddy. We'll find him for you. No trouble.
Find him where?
And also I wanted to show you how big the map is. I mean, it's not like gigantic, but it's pretty big. You're on this big island. It's pretty cool. I'm very excited about it. I also got the multiplayer mod, but I haven't really played that much yet. Or actually, I haven't played it at all yet because I can't get it to work. Okay, on to the next one, which is probably my favorite, game that I was not expecting to get, and that I'd never heard of. King Arthur's Gold is like a mixture between Terraria and Team Fortress 2. It plays like Terraria. Actually, it plays more like Starbound, but the building is kind of more like Terraria. But it's team and class based, so it's 2 teams against each other, a red and a blue. So even more like Team Fortress in that aspect. But you have builders, archers, and knights, and a shark that I almost didn't see there. So anyways, in this map, I believe it was capture the castle or control points or something like that. So I'm an archer, which means I have this grappling hook thing that I'll use here in a minute. And now I'm just trying to run away from this knight, and I actually end up avoiding him. What I end up doing is here, I'm going to climb up to the top of this tower and start shooting that builder whenever he pokes his little head up, and I actually get a few shots off. I don't know if I get it on him, but I hit a few people. And there's a way to do some triple shots, and there's different techniques that you gotta learn. There the guy's taunting me, and then he raises his shield. He taunts me again. This time I don't get him, but I get him this next time when he taunts me. Got it. Yeah, when you see the blood splatter. So here's later in the game, when it's nighttime, which is really cool. They're trying to get me with bombs. Well, I get distracted by a knight, and then an archer with a bomb arrow blows me to smithereens. Watch this. just completely obliterates me. This game is a lot of fun. Love it, love it, love it. Next up, I'm going to join 3 games into one because this isn't technically my game. I got these games for my wife. My wife loves the Lego games, and she also loves Harry Potter and Lord of the Rings. So we got both Harry Potter Lego games, and we got Lord of the Rings Lego. We did not get the Lego Hobbit because not only was it $7.50, not $5, but it's based off the Hobbit movies, and we hate the Hobbit movies. They're awful. They're awful. The second one had no storyline. You can't tell me otherwise. So I'm not a huge fan of the Lego games in general. I get tired of collecting the same bits over and over, and all the special. I don't get how at the end of a level, like, I just don't get it. There's so many things to collect, but I don't understand why I'm collecting half of them. Here's my other complaint about the game. In the first area, when you're in the oh yeah, I love just testing the boundaries and seeing what I can do, and I wanted to see what would happen if I touched the water, which of course it kills me. So here's my one main complaint about this game. Is in the beginning levels, you're around a lot of lava and a lot of cliffs that fall into lava. So when you attack on foot, which I'm about to demonstrate here, when you attack on foot, this game, you just spam the attack button. There's rocks on the edge of these cliffs, and I'm about to demonstrate this with these leaves. As you attack, you move forward. So see how I'm like moving forward as I attack? I'm not pressing forward, I just naturally move forward as I attack. So as I'm hitting these rocks on the edge of these cliffs, I keep falling over the edge. And then when it respawns you right on the edge. And I can't tell you how many times my wife and I fell. I'm good at video games, and it frustrated me to no end. Okay, next up, New Vegas, a game that does not frustrate. It does nothing but makes you happy. I played Fallout 3. I never beat it. But that's okay. That's what I love about the Fallout games is even if you don't beat the game, it's still a substantial, real experience. And any game where you start off with, where you can have a golf club as a weapon, and it's really, well, it's just the most powerful melee weapon I have at the moment. It's really fun. This game is so immersive, and this is one of those things that if you don't know Fallout, you have this little this thing called a Pip-Boy that's basically this big giant wristwatch. Anyways, there's radio on it. You can pick up radio waves and different radio stations, and you find them more as you play the game. And you can choose which radio stations you want to listen to. You can listen to talk radio. You can just listen to music. But the Pip-Boy is where you go to access all of your items and your journal entries. And if you need to heal yourself, which I'll demonstrate here in a little bit. But this game is just so super immersive. It's graphically nice but ugly, if that makes sense. Like, they're using, oh yeah, here I'm demonstrating the load screen. That's what a normal load screen looks like. Now watch what happens. Oh wait, I can talk for a minute. I'm just gonna start looting some stuff while I'm in here. They do something with the load screens in this game that really amps up the immersion, which is when you enter or leave an area that you've entered or left recently, there is no load screen. There's just a black bloop, and it's gone. So as you'll see that in just a second. I gotta steal all this food first. Watch. That's it. Earlier there was a load screen. Now there's no load screen. It's just a quick black fade. That's amazing to me. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Here I think I'm going to demonstrate. Oh yeah, here I didn't realize this is a little bandit camp. They're not bad bandits yet. They're about to be. Anyways, they have it lined with explosives, pressure sensitive explosives that I totally just stepped on, and whoops. But here I'm about to step on another one. Boom. And that one hurt my arm and leg. My right arm and right leg, or I'm not sure how to read that. So what you do is you open up your Pip-Boy and you have these things called stim packs that if you click on that limb, it will magically heal it. You can also use stim packs just to, in general, heal yourself altogether. But it's really interesting how you have all these different limbs and stuff. And the bad guys do too. In the attack system, it's called the VATS system. I don't remember what it stands for. Basically, the game pauses and lets you choose where you want to hit. Now you could do it live if you want, or you can do it with the VATS system as I did with this dog. And I told it, shoot the left leg, shoot the right leg, shoot the body, but the first hit killed it, so it didn't bother doing the other shots. Anyways, I love New Vegas. Love it, love it, love it. And the character interactions are really fun. Here's one of my favorite guys, who's few on words.
Howdy.
What do you know about Joe Cobb?
Bad trouble.
That's helpful.
Welcome.
He's a man of few words. I love him. Yep. Moving on. Next up is One Way Heroics, which is the only reason this is not my biggest surprise and King Arthur's Gold is that I like King Arthur's Gold so much. This game is fun, and this is the most unique game I think I've ever played. I've never seen a game that combined all these different things. So what this is your kind of a typical turn-based action RPG. And it doesn't feel turn-based because you actually just keep moving, but as you take actions, other people are taking actions too. And it's called one-way heroics because every time you take an action, the screen moves to the right. See? Even if I move to the left or up or down, the screen moves to the right. See that dark purpley blue hue on the left side? That's the darkness. And the darkness, if it reaches you, will kill you. So you are in this turn-based adventure action game thing, RPG, whatever. And so you're attacking guys, you're trying to collect items. I don't actually know what the end result is. I just know it's really fun. And so the beauty of this game is you can stop and think because it's turn-based. So I can stop and think, do I really want to attack this guy or do I need to keep moving? I actually am able to, in this clip, I don't know if I get to the end, but I am able to take out all those monsters on the bottom, move on, I find a shop. It's a really interesting game that you can get for really cheap. Obviously, if it's graphically not pretty, it doesn't even take up the whole screen. I think it just stays in windowed mode, which is fine. But it's really fun. Really like it. Moving on. Rage. Rage is a game I had heard of, but I didn't know anything about until going into the Steam Summer Sale, and then I read up on it. It's really neat. It's very similar to Borderlands in its play style, a little bit in its graphical style, more so in its graphical theme, because obviously Borderlands has the cell shading, black lines around everything, like Samurai Jack's type stuff, or Wind Waker, whatever you want to compare it to. This game just has the rugged, rough edges that Borderlands has to its graphical style, and also the vehicles. It doesn't have all the loot, which is one thing that I love in Borderlands. The character interaction is really good, though. I'll let you listen to these guys. I love how he actually points in the right direction, like when he's talking.
If you got business here, go and talk to Richter.
And the lighting and graphical style and everything in this game is nothing short of phenomenal. So anyways, I found the guy I was looking for. Like I was saying, Borderlands 2 is all about Borderlands and Borderlands 2 are all about the weapons and the loot. This game, it is more about the action and there are weapons, but it's just like a pistol, a shotgun. I mean, maybe there's more later on, but it's not like you're collecting guns from bad guys. You're given your weapons. Now, I'll say this though. There's different types of ammunition. You can have different types of ammo to put in your guns, and that I find very intriguing. You also have this little boomerang thing that I'm about to use. I'm just wanting to show off some of the environment real quick. And you have this little binocular thing, or would it be a unocular? Because it's just one. Anyways, that you can look through and actually shoot while you're doing it. So it's kind of like your aim down sight, but it's like a scope, and you can use it with any gun or any one-handed gun. So here, I think this is where the audio is of the guy talking at some point, and it sounded like he was right next to me. It didn't sound like he was out here on this room. So I'm going to show off this little boomerang thing. It's basically a stealth one-hit kill, or at least for most bad guys, it's a one-hit kill. That's pretty cool. It knocked him over the edge and stuff, but it alerted the other guy, so I have to take out the other guy. The other thing with this game that's amazing is the character animations and how they react to both your tactics and your shooting. Because like if you saw, I just hit him on his left arm, and it was his left arm that took most of the force in the animation. Really cool. Here in a second, watch the guy I'm about to get in a gunfight with that's behind some barricades. Not the first guy, but I think the second guy. I shoot his helmet off. That is so cool to me. Like, that they put that in there, and then all of a sudden, his armor is down, you know? Not this guy, but the next guy that I killed. So I get a headshot on him. That's the other thing. That's one thing I don't like is, that was a headshot. That should be a one-hit kill, in my opinion, in any game. So this guy here, watch on the second or third shot, I shoot his helmet off. There. Came flying off, so now his helmet's gone, and I can take him out quicker. Beautiful game. I love it, love it, love it. There's also some mutants. Like I said, a lot of these games, this one included, I'm not very far in. This is literally like the first, or this is like the second set of missions. There's a little mutant guy. I tried to remember what the button was to throw the thing, and then I couldn't remember, and then I threw it, and it hit the wall, and anyway, so I ended up getting him. So Rage is really fun, graphically beautiful. It seems like a cool story. Oh, and it has John Goodman as a voice actor, which is really epic. Now on to the game I've been looking forward to for a long time, Rogue Legacy. Rogue Legacy is a really interesting take on the roguelike games where you choose your heir when you die, because you die a lot in roguelike games, and your heirs always have interesting traits. Like, for instance, Lady Faye is weak in the muscles. You have weak limbs. Enemies won't get knocked back. This person is OCD, so when they break stuff in a room, it increases their magic power. This person has tunnel vision. Sorry, it went too fast. I couldn't read it all. But just suffice to say, they have odd things. Sometimes they fart. Sometimes they have nearsightedness, farsightedness, which makes different things blurry. This is the castle that you're going into attack, but it's your castle and you like upgrade it and it like gives you more health, more strength. You can also there's an enchanter and armor stuff and whatnot. And the volume is about to jump, I think, or it just did. I don't know. I had to make a cut because the volume was messed up. So anyways, here's the actual game. You go into this castle. The first room's always the same, but otherwise it's always different. And so that's the example of my magic ability that I have. I actually did not mean to use it there. Because your MP does not naturally regain. And I did not know there were going to be spikes in the floor, so I got damaged. And that's the thing with this game, is it's always a different thing. It's so much fun. And then when you die, you try to get as much gold coins as you can, because then you use that to upgrade your castle, making your characters better and bigger and faster and stronger. And yeah, it's frustrating. You die a lot. Sometimes sometimes you choose a really bad character just because it's going to be funny. But then other times there's a character that you get that's like, oh, this guy's going to be awesome. It's completely random, which is kind of the point of roguelikes. But it's really fun. It plays really well, and I don't know. I've seen like mixed reviews on this game, and I think it's brilliant. I don't like this. I don't like that mechanic because it feels clunky to me. But I love it. I love the game. Oh, and there I died. Told you. It ends really quick. I did not get a whole lot of gold there. So basically what happens is you start over with a new dungeon, because the story goes the castle is rearranged by the bad guys, and you choose your next heir, which is going to have different traits, or like that one, no traits. Yeah, so anyways, next, Slender, The Arrival, the official sequel to the official Slender Man game. So this game is, the first Slender Man game, Slender the 8 Pages, was like a beta test for this game, and let me tell you guys, I am so excited about this game. It is so much fun. I don't think I'm going to beat it, because I'm absolutely terrified by Slender Man. I like follow all the Slender Man stuff. I watch Marble Hornets, as most of you know, and because of that, I'm ultra terrified of Slender Man, and which makes this game really hard to play, but it's so much fun. So as you can see, it's really creepy. And you go into this house, and I don't want to show you too much because I don't want to give away spoilers. However, this section, I can't give away a spoiler because this section kind of begins with what the other game was. I don't think there's about to see. Ooh. So I'm going to let this play for a couple minutes and just let you experience Slender the Arrival. I'm going to mute my mic. I almost forgot. This right here, these footsteps that you're hearing, you'll notice as you hear them and I turn my body, the footsteps stay on the left or right side. They don't move as I turn. I don't like that. Okay, back to Slender Man. So as you can see at that point on, or at least in that section, the game is basically like Slender the 8 Pages. I love it. Moving on, speedrunners. I am so excited about this game. I have so much fun with this. This is actual footage of me and Kenny, aka Turtle Pudding, aka You Are Matter, playing Speedrunners. Speedrunners is this game where you're superheroes and you're in a race, a foot race, and you have grappling hooks and you can pick up different items. It's like Mario Kart but on foot. And you got this boost that you can pick up in that blue thing, and it is so much fun. I can't describe it any other way. Now, obviously, I'm going to be annihilating Kenny here because this is literally the first time he played. He's in the chicken suit, and I'm the skinny black guy. It is so much fun. You do all the wall bouncing. There we are picking up weapons, and so Kenny's weapon can drop crates. Mine is a grappling hook that grabs onto the other player, which you should see here in a minute. Oh, here he's going to shoot a missile at me and actually get me. Oh, no, he missed me. I jumped just at the right time. So basically this game is you're just in a foot race. And that may seem silly, but it is so much fun. And at one point, if you've raced for so long, and you can race with up to 4 people, by the way, the screen starts getting smaller and smaller and smaller. And the thing is, as soon as you touch the edge, you're out. Assuming you're the guy in the back. Oh, here we go. This is pretty cool. So now I have a defensive weapon. He's going to shoot the missile at me, but watch what I do. I blow it up before it gets to me. Awesome. Love it. Now, on to State of Decay, which is kind of my... Until DayZ gets fixed, this is my zombie adventure survival game. It's a bit more, as you can tell, it's a bit more action-oriented than DayZ. State of Decay is really fun. But what you have to understand about it is, the difference between this and DayZ is about short-term survival. This is about long-term survival. You know, you can sneak around like I'm about to do here because I see that group of zombies out there. And it's literally called a horde, and they walk around together. And so I check my map, and I see them on my map and where they're headed. So I'm just going to chill here for a minute and kind of walk behind them. I don't know if you can see them over there. They were on the left side. But the game is really fun. The whole point of the game is you find a group of people to settle with, and you can change between the different characters. And you go out and you find supplies, and you upgrade your building. So here I am. I find my first bit of survivors, and I'm going to go in and I'm going to ask them if I can join them. But you have to ask the leader of the group. For instance, if I go talk to this guy, you'll see he's not the super nicest person in the world.
What do you want? Make it quick.
He's so nice. So anyways, I talked to this guy, and he says, hey, we need people. Will you want to crash with us? And I say, absolutely. And so anyways, you upgrade the building. You barricade the walls, or barricade the windows, build a medical station, build beds to sleep in, stuff like that. It's really, really fun. And like I said, it's more action-oriented, so it does have a bit of a button masher element. And this game, I just happened to start with a machete, which was really super fun and powerful. Anyways, that's about it for this game. I also got the expansion called Breakdown, which is actually what I'm playing here. That's kind of like a tiered zombie survival system, not just a single-player game, which is what the main player game is. I know it doesn't really explain it really well, but we got to move on to Torchlight 2. Torchlight 2 is what many people refer to as the official Diablo 2 sequel. It was actually made by a lot of the same people who made Diablo 2. As you can see here, I am the warrior class, but in this game, ironically, it's called the engineer class. You start off with this gigantic wrench. I look very different than what the engineer looks like. You'll see what the engineer looks like by default. That's simply because of the armor I'm wearing. As you can see, I'm a heavy weapons expert. I've got big guns and big axes. I'm about to switch back to my big axe. This game is a blast. It's just so much fun. As you can see, you have pets. I have my little bird following me around. There's also a little robot that you'll get a closer glimpse of here in a minute. This is actually a quest I've got to complete right here. The music even sounds just like Diablo 2, which I think Diablo 2 had the greatest music of any game of all time. And while trying to turn in the quest, I got attacked by a really big monster. Okay, so he's sitting there beating the monster, or trying to. Watch how quickly I take him down. I love my character. Smack. He's dead. Anyways, this game is a blast. I think everyone should pick it up. You can play with up to 4 people. Oh, here we go. Here's a fishing hole. There you see my little robot. He follows me around and heals me and my bird and any of my allies. So here's what the fishing holes are for. You catch these fish. Different fish have different traits. You feed the fish to your pet, and the pet will get, faster attack for 2 minutes or something like that. So here's the characters you can be. You can be a berserker who's got like the dual wielding fist stuff. You got an ember mage, which is your basic magic guy. There's your engineer, and then the outlander who has like the dual wielding pistols and stuff like that. Really, really fun game, and I think it's a few years old, but it's definitely worth a buy. And finally, I believe this is the last one, is Tropico 4. This is basically SimCity, but with a little bit of a sense of humor. I'm going to be quiet and let you hear the voiceover.
Generalissimo Santana says that it is imperative to learn how to make money from my island. The Generalissimo explained that he will teach me how to manage optional tasks, how to make money.
And here's Generalissimo Santana.
Welcome back, my friend. As you know, there's only one thing that makes the world go round. Money. Sweet, shiny, beautiful money. You want to know how to make more money?
So like I said, this game is basically SimCity, but with a huge sense of humor. This is literally the tutorial. I haven't made it through the tutorial yet. It's different, so I really wanted to go through a tutorial. A lot of sim games are similar enough that I can just pick them up and play them. This is a blast. Obviously, there's Tropico 5 that's out now, but this is Tropico 4. It seems graphically just well enough pleasing to me, so it doesn't bother me that there's a new one out, especially since this one's substantially cheaper. I have heard complaints that this one's basically a glorified expansion pack to Tropico 3. However, I don't care. This one was, I think it cost me $3. So here's an example of, like, you got to build roads and stuff, and I've never done that. So it's like trying to figure out, and it wouldn't go that far, so you got to take it partially, as I'm about to figure out in the game. The music in the game is great. That you can get really close up in on the people. It's a cool little game, and it's a fun theme. Like, it's not just your typical sim game where it's just a city. It's a Hispanic Tropico city. So that's it. Those are all the games I got at the Steam Summer Sale. I hope you enjoyed. I will see you guys later. Bye.